Good morning, everybody. I'm David Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June the 23rd, 2021, as he was at work in the remote area of the desert at a well site. My son I was told that my son had driven off out further west out in that desert where he was never seen again on July the 19th. This vehicle behind me, his vehicle was found almost a little over 3 miles away from that well site that he was last seen almost 30 days later on July the 19th. Uh, since my son went missing, I came here to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, to go and search for my son. And that was on June the 26th. I've been here since searching for my son. A lot of things had transpired since that time. You guys know or may not know that the Buckeye Police Department is in charge of this case, and the Buckeye Police Department looked at this scene here and feel that my son wrecked his vehicle here. He didn't have any injuries, but he did have a severe head injury. He pushed out the sunroof, exited the vehicle. He was hot because of the brain injury, and shredded his clothes and went to cool off under a tree somewhere. Later told me that maybe my son decided to get away from his family, want to be by himself, and join a monastery to become a monk. So those theories happened where which prompted me to get my own private investigator. From there, this case had went forward to not only being a missing person report case, but also missing under suspicious circumstances, even possible criminal. Again, like I said, when my son's vehicle showed up, or my son went missing, I've been here starting to search. The first thing I wanted to do was contact the Buckeye Police Department, get more information, and then I started my investigation from that point. I first started talking with the man who last saw my son at that well site. He is the only person that was there to have seen my son from that day. It was just him and the other guy. Roughly around, he said 9 o'clock that morning. They only had like a 10-minute conversation before he said my son decided to drive off where he was never seen again. Of course, like I said, after that, I also wanted to find my son. So I had a rescue mission going on. I started a search that was based on that well site. We did several miles away from that well site. It's area search. Been doing that every week, some in the weekdays. Then the vehicle here showed up on July the 19th. I expanded my searches to cover not only the well site area, also that area right here where the vehicle was found in that ravine, close to BLM land, that's Bureau of Land Management. I have since been doing these searches for over 26, 27 weeks now, and that's counting from the time the vehicle was recovered. I have been doing some searches before then, kind of lost track of those weeks, but we've been covering over 19,000 acres since this vehicle was found, and we'll continue to do so. The desert area out there is really huge and large, and I'm continuing to do my searches because I don't know what happened to my son. If he was somehow able to escape this situation here, I started what I called then a city search, where my searches were focused on the homeless populations and also the hospitals and mental health wards. I created a flyer. I had flyers before, passing them out from day one, but I created these other flyers that would be more streamlined to, the homeless population, where they can put these flyers in their pockets or in their pocketbook, or things like that. It's more easier for people to carry around, more than better than carrying anything the size of a notebook paper. So I was able to do that. I later decided to streamline both the city searches and the desert searches. Now became what the desert search is more towards recovery. There's no more look for my son as in coming to rescue. It's no more rescue mission. It's also just a recovery out there in that desert. Like I said, it's all based on mostly investigation now. And also recovering areas that we haven't covered before, and also ones that need to be covered again. Because remind you, we're doing a lot of line searches now. Line searches are what since day one, before the vehicle was found, Um, my line searches and searches out there, we recovered human remains. Since the vehicle found, we recovered a human skull, and we since then found other human remains. So, the searches are very, very detailed, and especially with the line searches and things like that. So now I have the line searches more streamlined towards that. We have searches other areas where we utilize ATVs, UTVs. If you have horses, drones, all that stuff being utilized out there in the desert. I call it now the special ops operations because we're doing things specifically to what we missed, areas that we may have missed, and areas that need to be covered again. Again, like I said, also still keeping it as a search going to areas that haven't been searched yet and that need to be. So, and then off the desert for the city, it's no longer called a city search because I'm gearing more towards covering every city in Arizona, not the ones just here in Buckeye and Phoenix or Tempe, where my son was last seen and it was around. There's also to cover every city in the United States, every state in the United States, but mainly my concern is every city here in Arizona. So I expanded that city search to become city distribution center, where everybody would meet me at a specific location. You'll see there on the website, pleasehelpfinddane.com. And on that website, tell you the location where I meet on Saturdays at 3:15 for people to pick up these flyers if they want to. They can pick them up at either the searches, whether it's the desert special ops, or like I say, you can get it from the city distribution. Also, open up where people also can, call me on my or text me on my number. Here I put on the bottom screen, the 200-7994. 803-200-7994 number in case you guys want to pass out flyers in your own cities, no matter where you're at. I can mail them out to you. My goal is today to put the template up for people who want to go to these or who can print them out themselves. Now, it's certain guidelines that I would put there. These flyers need to be exact to specifications that I have created. And the reasons why, like I said, those flyers have to be durable, first of all, because some people like to post them up on poles and things like that, and also be streamlined to where people can carry them and always keep them in their pocketbooks or pockets. That way, if they happen to see my son, they see his picture there, they can recognize them a lot easier, things like that. So, or it could jog somebody's memory when they're passing them out and showing someone else. So certain things like that, I want to make sure they're exact, the ones like I made them, and not anything like a notebook paper. So I will add that to the website also, explaining that to anybody who want to use that template for that. But again, my name is David Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel Robinson. I'm here today for a Q&A. I started the Q&As because a lot of people have interest in this case. This case had went national. I had a lot of people who, like I say, have interest. It became like family members. We all working this thing together. You guys been doing a lot of phone calls, has been donating, been signing a petition, doing all that stuff. So I'm really grateful for you. And so back to help is to get the Q&A for awareness and also to answer questions, because a lot of stuff out there, a lot of things out there that's falsehoods and misinformation. As that's the case going on. Of course, things gonna start changing. People have theories and all kind of things happen. So right now, I have to make sure I give you a bit of availability to know exact from me. That's right here on the ground and seeing what's happening in real time. So that's also to give out information. This Q&A, upcoming events, like I have this kind of like visual that's coming up this Saturday. I've been asking everybody to please. I've asked for a while for you guys to come out if you can. I really need you out there. We need the numbers. I need you to go on pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, and I need you to I need you to RSVP because that way I can know exactly who's coming and get those flyers, get those candles and the ribbons out to you and things like that. So I have enough. But definitely want you out there in numbers. Whether if you do it or not, just come out there anyway. We need the numbers. We need to show solidarity towards what's happening in my son's case. What happened in this case, bring light to it. And what's happened in my son's case happens to a lot of cases out there where law enforcement is not really present. They're not doing but the minimum that they could do, and some they're not doing at all. So we have to make a change on that type of thing that go on in this country, and bring the light to it. It took me 3 months literally just to get media coverage on my son's case. I've been working hard, getting no sleep. I'm still not getting any sleep, but working hard, not getting sleep, trying to get his name out there. It's been very tough. It's been very rough and very tough to get his name out there, getting everybody to get awareness. But I'll keep on pushing. Like I said, it's helped with you guys coming in and supporting. You sign a petition and things like that. Like I said, donating allowed me to get these things here, these banners, to car magnets, to the billboards that's out there on I-10 and I-17, east side of Phoenix, and the west side of Phoenix up toward Buckeye. You know, all that happened, all the equipment that's used out there in the desert, to me being here in Arizona. All that is, you guys, when you donate, that helps me do operate all of this at one time. So I'm really grateful for your help and everything you're doing. So please come out. We're like family. Like I said, everybody who knows that come out to the searches, that's what we do. We're a family. We look out for each other. And you guys, like I say, have high interest in my son's case. We're not going to just sit here and let this department wash my son under the rug. Again, I said it before, I'm a veteran. I fought for this country, and I sustained injuries. I'm a disabled veteran, but you know what? We were taught one thing: never to leave a fallen comrade, and we wouldn't do it anyway. We're brothers and sisters out there, and we'll never leave each other behind. We have each other's back, and one thing for sure: my son's case here, he's my mission. He's my son, and I would never leave my son behind. And this department need to understand that. We got to put the light on them. Hey, look, we got to understand that this is a real father, and I'm not going to just walk away. So if they expected me to walk away with them doing minimal to find out what happened to my son, no, they need to. I'm calling out the mayor of Buckeye. I'm calling out the city managers, the senators of Buckeye, wherever. Everybody, those city officials that see me and hear me and not saying anything. I need you guys to call. So I need to put these numbers up. Of Buckeye, I can tell you on Yuma Road, in Buckeye, Arizona. You guys can look that up. Google their city managers to the mayor of Buckeye, and if you can help me petition them to say something. I've been out here for 8 months and have yet heard anything from the mayor of Buckeye. Heard anything from the city managers or whoever. Seeing the father out here on the ground every week, searching for his son, and didn't say hello to me. I'm a citizen of Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and it's a shame that this state from South Carolina would not reach out just to say hello. So I'm reaching out to anybody who can help and everybody who can, and you guys are the key. So please come out to this candlelight visual, because we need the numbers, and with those numbers, it will bring a lot of awareness to my son's case, and also highlight the fact that my son is not just my son, he's America's son. Again, I say, because what happened in this case happens to a lot of families, and some families just don't have the ability to make their case known, and a lot of it because the media coverage. I have a hard time now. This thing was national for a while. It died out since, and the only thing I get from reporters when I reach out to them is, "What's new? You got anything new?" No, I don't have anything much new, but you know what? Some of these cases that go national, you hear them on for a whole month, talking back to back. They spending the money you see on the GoFundMe that I have now, that I collected so far for 8 months. They did it in one day for these people. They spend money out there. I have yet to see this department spend a dime on my son. So these guys, the media's always covering those cases like that, spend a lot of tons of money. Tons of time to make television shows, to whatever they do for these cases, but my son's still missing, and these guys, like I said, they want something new, whatever can sell a story, whatever can get them ratings, things like that, because at the end of the day, once everything kind of gets slow, the media coverage go away. So, but you know what? I'm still going to remain here, looking for my son, and I'm grateful that you guys are sticking in there with me. Now, I got my spiel, and I want to tell you guys I'm really grateful that you've been coming out here and joining my Q&A. I'll never forget what you have done for me this far. John Q, Mr. John Q, thank you, sir, for being here. I haven't heard from you in a while. John Q is one of the biggest piece of things that happen in the background. I really appreciate him for being on. Thank you, 12 Step Woman, for coming on this morning. Definitely thank you, Yunu, one of the administrators out there in the background. Thank you so much for being here. Donald Duck, thank you for coming out again. I really appreciate you for coming out and sharing your time with me. Thank you, Lois. I keep getting your name wrong. No, it's Lois or Louise, but Lois Strickland, thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you from Charlotte, North Carolina. I really appreciate every time you come in. Thank you also, Nikki, for coming in from the UK. I really appreciate you from taking your time out your schedule to join in on my Q&A here in the United States. Thank you, Gina, for being here. Good morning to you. I really appreciate you for everything you've done in the background in helping. So thank you so much for being here this morning. S. Bailey, thank you. Thank you again, Mr. John Q. Thank you, sir, for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Lakeisha, again, for being here. Hello to you, and thank you for what you do for the city distribution. I really appreciate you do a whole lot, and I never go unnoticed. I really appreciate all you do in that background also. Thank you, Curious Rose. Thank you this morning for being here this morning. Thank you for your prayers for my family. I really appreciate that, and thank you for all your great wishes. If I repeat your name twice, it's all love, and I want to thank you for actually coming out here. Again, for those who just joining in, my name is David Robinson. I'm the father of geologist Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June the 23rd, 2021. I've been here since June 26th searching for him. Of course, it's been over 26, 27 weeks now since the vehicle was found. I was searching, but I have been searching before that time, which hadn't been factored in. We did over 19,000 miles, 1,000 acres of land since the vehicle was found, searching for my son. We covered a lot of grounds out in these city searches at the time, and now the city distribution. I'm able to I got flyers out going to New York now, out in Colorado, and still looking for other states. And I have a lot of cities here, most cities here in Arizona that's covered, getting these flyers out. I have the billboards out on the interstates and things like that, making awareness. So we keep this thing rolling. So thank you guys for everything you do. Monica, thank you for being here. I appreciate you coming in from Facebook. Thank you, Jen, for being here, coming out through Facebook. Thank you for thinking about Daniel. He's a very, very great man and son, you know what I'm saying, to have. And I really miss him very deeply. So thank you so much for the nice words, kind words. Thank you, Nikki, for being here. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Tracy, for being here. I really appreciate you coming in from Facebook. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you for one of the administrators, and thank you for being here and everything you do in the background and the love. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Curious Rose, for being here. I really appreciate your time coming out here from YouTube. Again, Mr. Q, Nancy, thank you for being here, showing this morning. Thank you for the prayers. I really need those. I always accept those. Those are prayers is what we need. Prayers is a tool that God gave us in time to petition Him for things that we need and things that we want. So I'm really grateful for the prayers. We want to find Daniel, and we will find Daniel. I really appreciate you. Thank you. So fresh. So fresh smells, natural soap and skin care. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you do in the background. And I will get back to your question. I'm coming back to the questions. Just like she did here, if you guys would put questions first and then come with your question, that'll help me find you during the time through the comment section. Thank you again, Gwen, for the like, share, and subscribe. If you guys can do that, that'll help the algorithm and help me get this word out. Father, I'm really looking for my son. Every way that I can do to get his name out there a lot farther, then I'll do that. If I miss your question, by the way, somehow go back and miss them, please ask them again, and I will get back to them. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stacey, for being here, for coming in. I really appreciate you. Now, to go back to the Q&As, my name is Dave Robinson. I have been here since June 26th, searching for my son. My son was missing on June the 23rd. 2021, and I'm doing this Q&A this morning for everyone who have high interest in this case. You guys have been very supportive. We're all family, and we have questions. So I try to ask all the questions to the best of my ability. If I can't get the answers, I would tell you. If there's anything that's dealing with the investigation, I would tell you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Also, I have a treat for you guys. Later on, I'm going to be adding um, a little. I'll put myself on the side, and I want to share some footage with you guys. And the way I want to do that is to share. I had some well sites search. So while I'm answering the questions, what I'm planning to do is show you the picture, show you information about the well site. You guys will see, uh, for lack of words, uh, the equipment going down in this one well. I can send you multiple of them. Start with one well that was very wide and very high concern for me to the word that my son may be inside those wells. So I definitely thank you for this time. But I need y'all to see this video. I'll be playing it on the side. I'll be on the side, but I continue to take the questions while I'm playing that. And so it's just going to be, I may make little comments here and there. But like I said, I just want to share this with you guys as I'm doing the Q&A. So bear in with me as I get this going for you. And I'll have that for you. Thank you. Okay, now this is going to be part of the equipment that's going down the well. I'm just going to let it play. As you see the numbers go, that's 1 foot, 2 foot. There's 2 foot going into a well to check to make sure my son's not there. So as that going down, you guys can watch that, but I will be taking the questions at the same time. Okay, the first question, I come down the timeline here. Let's see if I can find one of the questions. Again, my name is David Robinson, father of geologist Daniel Robinson, who were missing on June the 23rd, 2021. I've been out here since June 26th, searching for my son, and you guys have been very helpful. I started this Q&A to bring awareness and also to answer questions and also give you current events that's happening. So right now, I'm going down the comment section and get these. Okay, I have one from Mr. Q. He's a very big help in the background. I really appreciate you, sir, for coming in. It says, again, if you please, y'all put the word question there at the beginning and then come with your question. That way I can find that word. And as I'm coming down the comment section and I can actually see it. If I miss it, please forgive me. Doing the best I can to go down and get your question. If I miss it, please do it again and until I catch it. So thanks so much. Mr. Robinson, question: were you able to check the well or vertical mine that had that huge tractor tire covering it? No, I have not yet. Yeah, we went there on on Monday as you see this video footage now, that's one of the wells. We was able to do 2 of the wells, and the other 3, other 2 wells we thought was wells, but found out now they are mines. So we having maybe today. I'm sure I'll probably get a phone call today. We may be out there today or sometime this week to check those mines. And so yeah, we'll be going down just in the same manner. This camera's going down this well. He is right now at 120 feet deep down there. This is how far it's going to be, up at least 190 feet before you even touch the water. But we're going down that far. But we had to have specialized equipment because these guys were bringing in the crew, and we're going to have a crew there with the harness and things like that for people who actually had to go in this mines to search. But right now, I'm also talking with BLM. Bureau of Land Management had to give them a call today to make sure we have an okay to do so. So thank you for your question. I really appreciate that. Going down the timeline here and see if you guys, like I say, if you have questions, please put the word question there first and then put your questions. I really appreciate it. Okay, question again from Mr. Q. Were you able to make contact with digital forensics company regarding Daniel's cell phone yet? Yes, I have. And I'm get ready to send those things off also, just the cell phone, and there's another item I will be sending there to those folks. So yes, those have to be done through my private investigator and also by my attorney. So yes, I'm working on those too. So thank you very much for your question on that also. Again, just like Mr. Q put the word question there first. If you guys can do that as I'm going out timeline to be helpful for me. As you see, this camera is going down. We went to some type of obstruction. They had these long pipes. For whatever reason, they stuck that pipe down in the well. These big long pipes that's sitting on the ground. I guess if y'all still look at the footage I had before, I was standing on those pipes that's sitting outside of the well site. And somehow, some reason, they put that pipe. So right here, that's where the camera was having a hard time getting around. So what's going to happen here? The pipe did stop to a certain point, and then the bottom half of this pipe, the camera can access. So he's going to go to the sides first, try to see far as he can down the sides, and then he's going to go down through the pipe itself to get back through the well itself to get down to the bottom of the well. This well is very deep. It goes up down to at least 900, almost 1,000 feet after the water, about 800 and 900 feet deep. So it's a really deep well. It's going to take some time. He's bringing it back up. He had to readjust the equipment to be able to fit down in that well. So as it's planned, I'm going to take these questions from you guys. I really appreciate you. I have another question from So Fresh Smells, Natural Soap and Skincare. And I want to thank you first of all for helping out in the background, and thank you for your products. You have some great products, and I really enjoy those. Questions: Have you been able to meet with the company to do the remaining mine searches? Yes, I am. That's what I'm showing you guys now. This company that I'm working with, Geolog, they're helping with that. So, and I'm really grateful that it came out and actually showed. You know, last time I had Buckeye Police Department to come to my searches, they always come up empty-handed. The two times they came, the first time was empty-handed. The second time they actually came with cameras. I was really satisfied with that. I'm still waiting on answers about the cadaver dogs, because the dog that they brought looked more like a family's pet. But I don't know anything about dogs, cadaver dogs. But so that's why I asked them for paperwork, and I'm still waiting on. I want to see the certification of that dog, the cadaver dog. However, they did bring a camera to search this very well that you're seeing right now, and their camera went down to the water surface. And then once they got to the water surface, they pulled the camera back out. They didn't go any farther than that. They said because their cameras wasn't submergible. You know what I'm saying? They can't put it on the water. And that wasn't a complete search like I did on Monday, had done on Monday. That's what we see right here on this footage is a complete search. And so I want you guys to know that the difference. So, you know, I didn't want it to really sound like I was really ungrateful, but I'm not going to be satisfied with half work. You know what I'm saying? I will tell you again, I'm not a police basher or anything like that, but if you're doing half a job, then I'm going to comment on your half work. So I had to do it myself. So that's what, to answer your question, Sophia, yes, I'm doing those. And I'm making sure these wells and mines are searched properly. So thank you so much for your question. All right, Gwen, thank you for much putting that up. Like, share, and subscribe. You know, please, if you guys, if y'all can do that, they help me out with algorithms here for Facebook, on YouTube, to get this out farther. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I also have a question from Donald Duck. Is the visual going to be live streamed? That's what we're working on right now as it stands. Yes. You know, I have Gisela K from Grizzly True Crime that will be helping. Also have one of my logistics coordinator, Searcher. He's on standby for that. And also working with a gentleman who will be doing some photoing, doing some photos there. And also maybe a camera guy from Paramount Films who works with Paramount Films, have extra footage that he can share and make help with that endeavor. So yes, the goal is to make sure it's a live stream, and that's what I've been working on. So thank you for that question. All right. Again, if you guys have questions, do like they have here, put the word question there, and then put your question. That way it'll be easier for me to recognize you as I'm going down the comment section. Can you speak on your progress with assessing information through the Freedom of Information Act? You know, Lakeisha, I know you've been asking me that, and that's one thing I haven't gotten done yet, and that's the only reason why I'm waiting on that, because I'm waiting on what I feel may be the proper time to get those information. I'm still working on some stuff on the back end of that, on the investigation side on my part, and waiting on some information I get from my private investigator. And then yes, I do need to go ahead and probably go ahead and get that information sooner than later. So yes, that's be one. Remind me, remind me. You have the ability to remind me, so if you remind me, I really appreciate that, because I do need to go ahead and get some of those information now, especially what I'm seeing in that police report. Things that don't match up, the things they changed on the report that don't match the original report that they gave me unredacted. Two reports. I have one that was called a partial report at the time that they gave me on that meeting I had with them, and they promised, the chief hall promised me for a full report, which they ended up giving to me a full report, and then all of a sudden a new report came out when the media, when this thing went national and the media started coming to Buckeye and knocking on their doors. They have since then been making all these new reports, and the new reports don't match the old reports. So, so yeah, I do need to get the information to complete my timeline, because I do have a timeline. They have a report. I'm putting out a family report. I keep telling you guys that, but I do so many things at one time, going different places, get pulled different directions. Things get moved slow. Just like that, Keisha, when you asked this question, yeah, it end up going slow. I have intentions to get things like that done quickly. And a lot of times it get pushed back, not from being just slack, but because I'm so busy a lot of times. Thank you again for pointing out, Gwen, the candlelight visual this on the 12th on this weekend. If you guys can please come out and join us out there. I need those numbers to put a statement, just based on what we just talked about. It's been this long, been over 8 months. Going on 9 months, my son been missing, and they still just calling him a missing person. They still feel my son's gonna come back and grab his things, and everything's gonna be okay. They don't want to go in the father to look. They don't want to go, do anything, or they don't contact me. They know their progress or what or if they're doing anything at all. That type of stuff shutting down on me. I've been out here since June the 26th. You guys, so of course, thank you so much for pointing out the candlelight visual for me. I really appreciate that. Also, my name is Dave Robinson, father of geologist Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June 23rd. For those who just coming in, those who may not be familiar with the case, my son went missing from his job site on June 23rd. He was out there with one other person. The other person said my son, after a brief conversation, decided to wave off, got in his vehicle and drove off, where he was never seen again. But he said he drove off further into the desert, out west into that desert, where, like I say, he had never been seen again. His vehicle had showed up in the ravine, almost a little over 3 miles away from that site, and further out in that remote area of the desert. And everything my son was wearing, the vehicles crashed on the side. Everything my son was wearing on his body was on the ground. And from his socks to underwear, everything. Inside his vehicle was a cell phone that we was calling for over a day. That was ringing, and finally went dead. It was in his vehicle. Just all that kind of stuff. And the department feel like it's not nothing near foul play. It's just that my son wrecked his vehicle. He had a severe head injury without having any physical injury. There's no blood they say found. But he most likely had a severe head injury. He kicked the sunroof out with his superhero strength, and got out that sunroof and, like I said, shredded his clothes off, where he went to go hide on a tree to cool off because he was hot. And later told me that my son probably wanted to be away from his family and join a monastery to become a monk. So that's their theory, and that's what they believe in, and they've been sticking by it. Their report reflects all of that. They have never put a full statement that I have about my son. The reason why I feel like he's endangered. They never have the full report in there about the rancher who found the vehicle. His report that the vehicle wasn't there 2 to 3 days prior. They don't put that in the report. They decided not to even put in the fact that the sock has been found almost a week or so, almost a few weeks after they collected items from that scene. Certain little things like that, but they have put in things like the co-worker say he was acting odd or strange and things like that, and he was sleepy and tired. Yes, he was sleepy and tired. He was working. If they would have did a little bit of work, a little bit of due diligence, and trying to find out what happened to my son, they would have found out that my son was actually working all night and that's the reason why he may have been tired. Anybody be tired working 2 jobs. So but they centralize it, make it something else, to the point that it's bringing in a young lady to make a story and to try to, in my opinion, visualize my son in a certain way, give him an outlook about who he is as his character. My son is a scientist. He's a brilliant man, and that is Daniel. Very respectful, very loving man. So I want you guys to know that. If you have any questions, this is Q&A. Put the word question there first, and then with the question, that way I can see it down the comment section. I have a question here from Monica. I really appreciate you coming in from Facebook. Have you tried to search closer around the Mexico border? I think the Mexico border from that area is really far away. So I think it's a few hours away. It's not as close as some may think. You have to go on the other side of I-10 and go south. So you got a good ways down before you even get to the border. I really don't really see anything in relations to the border other than the fact that a lot of people don't know, but that area is known. It's been marked on the map for cartel activity to where my son was missing, that type activity to drug trafficking to human trafficking. So that is a concern for that area of Arizona, even Phoenix here. So that area of Arizona that has that kind of activity going on. So yeah, I do worry about that aspect of it, but I haven't seen any evidence of that type deal yet. So so I haven't searched closer to the border. I didn't see a really reason why, but that's I haven't done that yet. So I'm not taking anything. Like I said before, everything is on the table for me. I don't have any reservations on. I even had to consider the dumb idea and the crazy, ludicrous talking points that this department gave me, that my son may have joined some monastery, I went to go check one of those monasteries, which was end up being closed due to COVID near that area. So you had to do what I had to do. I had to go check out leads. I had to wear a lot of hats. Yes, I'm a little biased because he's my son. Of course, I need to be. I'm supposed to be. But at the same time, I know how to not be biased and go ahead and find the facts. And that's what I do. So I had to check out everything, whether I like it or not. As you can see, this camera finally got around that obstruction, and we're going farther down, and then you go further down into this pipe. You get to the other end to the rest of the well itself, and go down farther and farther down into that well. I can tell you that this well is very deep, and you'll see as you look at the video footage how deep it goes. Anyway, you look at the numbers. Right now it's at 163 feet, right? 165 feet. And but there we go again. To go inside this other area that was hard to get into. What is he's trying to get around it. Somebody threw one of those big pipes down in there. It'll stop on one end, but he's gonna go in through the center of it, and then that way he can continue on down the well, because he went down the sides to try to look down the sides really good, to make sure nothing down there. And as you can see, that structure there, that's another wood structure that's kind of brace that pipe. The pipe is kind of suspended in a sense because of that. It's going to just be sitting there. So that's the reason why he was able to go through the center and go through the other end. And then you'll see he's going to go through the center, go through the other end, and then he can continue on searching that well down to the bottom. So that's what's going on in the footage you guys see in the background there. All right, next question I have from Christina Lynn. Have you searched 10, 11 miles out since the extra miles is on a Jeep? That really needs to search. That really needs search is that desert too. Yes. We a lot of the searches was based on those 11 additional miles that we had. So we did that based on that. Also took that consideration. Believe it or not, a lot of the searches that we have out there goes a lot farther than the 11 miles, only because we had to also go by science. How far can a person go on foot? But in this case, my son, it appears that he had no water at all, because he had 2 cases of water, none had been touched, not a bottle of that water been touched. And so it appears that he didn't have any water at all. So we did, based on that, but also just in case we kind of go as how far a person can walk without collapsing. So yes, our search is very extensive. That's why it takes so long. You guys wonder why it takes so long, and that's a lot of the reasons why. Okay, I have another question here from a 12-step woman. Do you have to obtain permission to do this route of search? Yes, I have. The good part about this searching this mines, these wells, mind you, is that the owners was contacted as the deal was done. These guys get a free inspection. That's why you watch the camera. It's not going to just look straight down. As he's going down, he's when you see him stop like that, he's actually making his notes. He's actually doing an inspection of the well itself as we're going down, searching for my son. It's sad to say I'm searching for my son down the well, but you don't know what happened at the well sites. So I have to. This, like I said, this is no longer a rescue mission recovery. So I'm looking for everything I can and working with anybody I can that I can get the answers that I need. But like I said, this is permission from them to do this because they get a free inspection of their well. So it's a win-win situation for them and it's a win situation for me, and it all work together. So like you said, you'll see the camera start going sideways, not start looking straight down. If he sees something that need to be documented, he's actually doing that too. At the same time, he stops. He takes a look at the sides of the walls of the well and make his notes. I don't know what those things are, but I know it has to do with the integrity of that well. So that's his job. That's what he does, and he's doing that along with taking me down into that well to make sure my son is not there. Okay, next question. Right now it's at 239 feet. It's going to keep going, and that's let you know from that water surface, it's keep going and going and going. That water is very deep. So we had to go to rock bottom down at the bottom. But when we get at the bottom, there's some questions that I have later now that I look at the footage. We're going to look into that. I'm going to have someone who's an expert to look at one item that's down at the bottom as well. And we're going to make sure and go from there. And I can explain that to you guys once this camera get down there. Okay, the question from Famila first is have you tried to search closer around the Mexico border? No, I haven't. It's again that border is a good distance away from where my son was last seen. I'm not saying that it has no total relations to that because, like I said, that is a drug trafficking corridor and also a corridor for the cartel and things like that. So Chief Hall himself came to a first search of mine. Well, after this vehicle was recovered, he showed up at that search and said that the cartels run that area. They out there in the desert all the time. They landed planes on Sun Valley Parkway at night, dropping their drugs, things like that. He told us that that day. And so you hear that from the chief of police, then it's possible that goes on. I haven't seen anything like that. Now, I do see these markers on the desert out there, but I haven't seen any activity like that. So I can't verify that or anything like that. I could take his word for it. So, but if it got something to do, you're asking the Mexican border in relations to that kind of activity. No, I haven't got anything that would suggest that yet. I don't know. But no, I didn't have any reasons to go to the Mexico border area to search for my son. So I'm really grateful for your question coming out of YouTube. Thanks so much for your question. Again, if you have any questions, please put the word question like she did and then ask your question. That way I can go down the comment section and find those. Again, if you can hit that like, share, and you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, that would help me out a lot to get the word out, get the algorithms going, to do what I need to have done is to spread the word about my son. So thank you so much. Thank you, Don Pratt, for being here. Thank you, Christina Lynn, for being here. If I miss you all who join in, please forgive me. I'll try to go down and also try to welcome you on here. All right. I think I have one. Let's see. I thought I missed a question. Okay, Mr. Q. I believe that's a question from you. Yeah. Where is the well located on the search grid map that this camera is checking? This one is north. I can't give you the search grid. I don't have it memorized, but it's the one north of where my son was. The well that it's the north. I have the footage for the one that he was actually my son was last seen. you'll pretty much see the same thing. This is the first one that just pulled up this morning. I was trying to hurry up and put these. They put them on the flash drive for me, and I was in a little rush this morning getting here on this Q&A, so I just popped one of the flash drives in, and don't know which one it was going to be. It's going to be the well site my son was last seen, or the one that was north. Both need to be checked, so I have both of them checked. But this one right here that you're seeing see right here, he's checking the walls on integrity. He sees something wrong. He take pictures of it. For the owners, this is for the owners. They can check to see how the condition of their well. So y'all see those little things, those metal eating bacteria and stuff like that may be damaging the well on the inside. But anyway, to get back to your question, Mr. Q, yes, that's this well here is the one that's north of the well site my son was last seen. So it's more northeast, saying if you want to go that direction, not too northeast, is more northeastward, but not totally northeast, but just say north. So it's not too far as the one that's less than a mile. I say not even half a mile, a quarter of a mile up from this well site. So thank you for that question. Again, my name is David Robinson. For those who just joined, my name is David Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June the 23rd. I've been here since June 26th, searching for my son. My son was last seen at the well site, similar to this one here, doing his job, going down these wells, getting rock settlements, and also checking the volume. This well right here that you see on the footage is very deep. There's a lot of water in that well. You see we're already down to 370 feet, and it's still going of water. So it has plenty of water in as well. But you guys need to know that I've been here, like I said, since June 26th, search for him, started my own searches, started my own investigation. I have a private investigator now. Had a former private investigator, and also I have an attorney that's helping me in my case, and I have you guys helping me. So I really thank you all. But I have a Q&A this morning for those who don't know. Q&A is designed to answer the questions that you may have. A lot of people show interest on this case. I'd rather if you guys get some answers from me than to hear some of the questions that's out there in that street. Some of those answers that's out there in the street, some of those answers not accurate and, can lead you in the wrong direction. So thank you again for coming in. If you have any questions, put the word question there first before your question. That way, when I come down the comment section, I actually can see them. Again, this right here is footage I'm just putting up there of my search of the wells on Monday. We went down as well to search 2 wells, and we thought the next 2 wells going to be wells, but they actually mines. We have a crew that will come back again this week to check those mines. Go down in the water like you see on here. They have equipment, this camera, to go down in the water once they go down in the mine to check the mine, check them out. But at this point, he's checking the integrity of the well itself. And, the little cracks you see there, that's designed, he's explaining that's designed of the pipes to allow that river to flow into the pipe. That's where the water source coming from. On the sides like that, it flows through, but those cracks are made to keep the rocks out and keep things out as the water flow in. So that's why I fill up that tube from that point. So that's the point where the river starts deep down in the earth. At that 400 something feet deep down, and that's how the water come in. So you guys can know what's going on. Now I have another question here from Facebook. Don Pratt, thank you, sir, for being here. Oh, thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the name wrong. Don Pratt, thank you for being here from Facebook, and and your questions. Did they check the well your son was working on? They haven't. I just had Lieutenant Angel out there for one of the searches, and they really, seemed like a man of the word. He actually provided some of those things I asked for. When I say provided, they came with the wrong equipment. They did come with a water submersible camera, but he did come out there. Ultimately, did what he said, bring a camera out there and search the well. He said that he was going to have somebody come out to go search those mines that I had pointed them out to. They say they went to one of them, which really wasn't really a deep mine at all or anything at all, but they couldn't make it to the second one because the vehicle got damaged. That's what I was told. I wanted to let you guys know I have what I'm doing now is doing the stuff myself. Make sure this thing is done properly and things like that. So I see the footage on your end. I'm looking at the other camera. You guys, what you guys seeing? It's not coming out as clear. I'm noticing now on your end as it is here on my end. So I apologize for the bad footage that you guys are getting. The whole time I thought you guys were getting really clear footage on the end, but it's at a 418 feet, 427 feet, and it's still going down. That quality is not really good, but I will try to make sure if I do this again, you get a better quality to see what's going on because on my end it's very clear. I guess because I'm not, it's not a feed on my end. But again, thank you guys for coming in and watching these. So I really appreciate you. Also, I have the question. If you guys have more questions, please put the word question there first, and then I can answer your question. Let's go down the comment section. I have one from the Mystery Maven ESQ. The question is, how long is the process generally to search one of these wells, and how many people are needed to conduct this kind of search? Well, when I was there on Monday, it was just myself and a gentleman who's taking the camera down. So it's only, if you want to say that, it probably take one or two persons. They had several other people there who actually drill those mines was there. Those gentlemen took off. They currently out there working on another well that they're drilling at a different location, not too far from there. And but they did come along to aid for a second, and then they left. But yes, usually, for what I can see, it probably don't take one person to search a well because that's all it took for this one. I also asked one of the guys that come out to search, one of the volunteers that's helpful. He came out later to assist me with with this well, checking this guy, watching the progress as well being searched. So yes, it don't take from what I can tell, it take one person, but it took a while. As you see, so far we're into this well for a while. As I was talking, you was doing this Q&A, and we're at 500 feet. It takes a while. It takes a long while before we get down to the bottom of these wells, and then it takes a while to get out, and then we had to go to the next. So it took us pretty much all day. Start off that morning, and then we didn't leave there till the afternoon. So it takes a while. Thanks so much for your question. I have one from you, New. Oh well, okay. Thank you, New, for pointing out these questions. I really appreciate you moderating in the background, moderating in the comment section. Thank you so much, and thank you again. You're welcome too, Mr. Pratt, Miss Pratt. What you saying, Mr. Thinking about somebody else I know the name, Mr. Pratt. But thank you, Don, for that. You're welcome, and God bless you for everything that you're doing. I really appreciate it. I have a question here from Art for Life, forensic artist. Have scent dogs been used to search? If this question is redundant, my apologies. I am new to this. Oh no question is a bad question. I really appreciate all the questions because not everybody even heard about my son's case to this point. I have been here passing out these flyers, and I can tell you guys that some people here in Arizona haven't even heard of my son's case, but yeah, you have someone in the UK like we had this morning, or Africa or Australia to there's other countries. I even have a person in Greenland. So you guys, they heard about the case. So sometimes people just don't hear about the case and don't have those informations, and that's what this Q&A is all about. So you ask your questions. That's what this Q&A is for. So have scent dogs been used in the search? Well, according to the Buckeye Police Department, they said they use scent dogs at the scene here when the vehicle was recovered. They used cadaver dogs, they say, and search dogs, dogs with an S. So they said they'd done that search and they came up empty-handed. They always come up empty. Every search that this department had created or came up or claimed they did, they always empty-handed. They never came up with a construction cone or anything. Searches we have, I've started. My searches have recovered human remains. We covered suspicious items like another pile of clothes that was similar to my son's on the ground with whoever it belongs to, or everything he's wearing on his body was in a pile. So things like that happens in the searches that we do because we're doing everything we can. And yes, we utilize search dogs in my searches, search dogs to cadaver dogs. We have used those too. So no, that question you asked is a good one. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Art for Life. God bless you, and thank you, you for pointing out these questions to me. I really appreciate it. All right, if anybody have any more questions, please feel free to ask. I think down to the bottom of the comment section. I really appreciate everybody who came in. Please don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe to this channel, because that helps with the algorithm to keep my son's story to keep it going out there, keep his case out there. I can't rely on the media, you know what I'm saying, because the media, news media and alike, they need to sell a story, you know what I'm saying. And if a story gets stagnant, it's getting old to them, they move on to something new. But my son is still missing. So, you guys can understand that, that's the way the world is. Importance, some things are more important than others to people. So, of course, my son's gonna be important to me. Anybody else is one of their children. That child would be important to them, but that's not the way the world works. The world works where, like I said, news crews, news stations, they have to have ratings. And if you guys have someone that's missing, and it's a story that's not going to kick to them, they don't want to use it. I can tend to say that one thing that I started when I was out there working very hard just to get a little media coverage that I was getting. One of the things I noticed is that the story. Yes, I did drive here from South Carolina, all those thousands of miles to get here. That's nice. But when I heard them sticking to the point when I was telling them, hey, look, my son has a mother, he has siblings that's suffering at home, that didn't bite. No matter how many times I said it, whenever they take those clips, they can do a whole 30, 15-minute interview with me, and they only have a 5-minute clip, if that. They never put in about his family or his siblings and things like that. They just put, hey, this man left South Carolina, drove blah blah blah, and all great and all, but Daniel do have a family, and I want to make sure you guys know. Okay, this is also him doing an inspection of the well as he went down. And like I said, I'm trying to get down where he's at the bottom. I may have to scoot this up a little bit. So we're at 632. I'm at to scoot up because I'm running out of time, and I need to end this Q&A. So again, we're down to 747 feet. While I'm waiting on more questions, I will do some commentary on this well that was searched on Monday. As we're going down, we're at 754. We're trying to make it to the bottom. He's checking the sidewalls and things like that because like I said, it's not just the search for my son, but the deal that I have with the owners is them guys get a free well inspection as looking. So there's another question from Mr. Q. Where is the well located on the search grid? Okay, I already have that one. Okay, I already had that question. Thank you again for that question. Like I said, that well is north from the well that was my son was last seen at, and I really appreciate your question. Again, I'm looking for a question down the timeline. You guys put the word question there first. That would help out a lot. If you have any questions, that way I can find it as I'm going down. And if I miss a question, please don't hesitate to put it up there again. And just don't hesitate. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I have a question here from Mr. Q. I think it's yes. Mr. Robinson, will you be available later on tonight for a Q Square Live with Miss Q and I for a case follow up at 10 p.m. New York as time? I will call you as soon as I get off this Q&A, and we'll talk about that timeline. And see if I can. I can't answer that right now. I have my calendar or schedule with me right there, what I'll be doing tonight, but definitely we'll talk about that tonight. As soon as I get off this Q&A, I'll call you. We'll talk about. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yes, I love being on your channel, Mr. Q. You've been doing a whole lot of work, you and Ms. Q, and also everybody that's on the panel, like T. Sophia, Renegade, and you knew. I really appreciate all of you because you have been doing a tremendous job on the background, on the back end, helping me get far in some of these questions that I have. So I really appreciate appreciate everything you guys are doing. But yes, after I get off this Q&A, I'll definitely give you a call, and we'll discuss that time for tonight. All right. Again, my name is Dave Robinson, father of geologist Daniel Robinson. If you have any questions on this Q&A, please put the word question there first, followed by your question, and I can get to it, and I would appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe if you can. They help the algorithm, and help me get my son's story out, father. So I'm working on that very hard. If you guys continue to do so, right now I'm just playing a video of a well, one of the wells that was searched on Monday. This well is north of the well that my son was last seen. They both was done the same exact way. Took a while to get down there. Only difference is this well here is a lot deeper than the well that my son went missing from. But I do have a point at the bottom I want you guys to see. That's why I put this on. First, to show you how this is done. The second part is to show you what's at the bottom. Once they hit the bottom of this well, dirt. And that's one thing when I later look at the footage that I may have a question on. We go back to have a question on, and we're going to get the answer to those. I'm going to have an expert to look at that and make a determination what they think they see. But I'm going to point out something to see what you guys think you see. But so far as it stands, I don't see anything that suggests that my son is in as well. And that's the whole reason why I needed to get cameras that submerged underwater. The Buckeye Police Department, under my request, came out to finally. They have never searched the well my son had went missing to this date, but they did come to this well that you've seen under my request, and they brought a camera that only stopped at the surface of the water. They're a little uptight that the camera got a little wet. The guys, they brought the camera out and they pulled the camera back because they didn't go in the water. That defeated the purpose. And like I said, you come out there and give me what I call, in my opinion, a scam job, where you don't take my son's case seriously, and you don't get submergible cameras. That's not the way that you search a well. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to come off as some basher. I just want to go ahead and let the police department get some credit due that they actually showed up, but they didn't come properly. And so back of the behind the scenes, I had to work myself. Was able to work with my son's job and to get in touch with these guys here, Geolog, to have this well searched properly. Have the cameras that you see now that can go down under the water. We're 845 feet deep, or probably over 600 some feet deep in the water when the water first started, at least about 600, almost 700 feet, from that point. So you had to have the cameras that go down in this well. And while this camera's going down, the deal is you see the camera stop every so often. He take these pictures. He's making his notes. That's because it's also in doing so, it's costly. And doing so as the deal with the owners of these wells is that they get a free inspection of the well. So that's the reason why, if you notice, he stops. He turn on the side cameras and lights so he can inspect the well itself. The integrity of the well, he's an expert. As he's going down, if he notices something, he stops like he's doing now. He'll turn on the side cameras and get his information that he need to get, or if he keep it straight down. Right now, he's writing things with his C, and so he can give. There you go, right here. He'll make a circle around the sidewalls to give a report to the owners about their well, the structure, or whatever that he see. I don't, that's the science of it about that well. So that's what's going on for you guys who is actually watching. Thank you so much for last your comment there. I donated last night. Already, any people of interest or any suspect, please know I offer my services to you for free of charge. I am adept at forensics interview and rendering a successful suspect sketch. Thank you so much for that. And first of all, thank you too for your donations. Your donations is helping me do what I'm doing here, helping me be here in Arizona. It's helping me search for my son, helping me get the equipment that I need, helping me get the flyers and bring awareness. All that stuff is very important. So thank you so much for all of that, everything you've done and everything you're doing. in this endeavor. And also for that information, yes, you can go ahead and contact me if you can. Excuse me, on the number that you see on the bottom of the screen. You can either text or call. If I don't get to it straight away, I would definitely contact you back, so we can I can get more information from you about your forensic interview. So thank you so much for offering. Again, if you want to contact me, text me there. Get to you quick as I can. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Excuse me. Again, my name is Dave Robinson, father of geologist Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June 23rd. I've been out here since June 26th with my son. Start this Q&A for you guys who may have questions. So I'm here for that. Also today, this morning, I decided to give you a little footage of a well that I have had searched on Monday. From Geolog, they also doing a search of this well for me. At the same time, giving the owners a well inspection. So I'm going to give you guys how significant this is, and the reason why you need to take this seriously. When I feel like the department was trying to give you something, that was an example. What I'm saying is, when you guys have a missing loved one and you depending on a police department, you need to be on them. They work for you. You need to be on behind them, micromanage them, because see. You ask them to bring a camera to search a well, and they bring a camera that do not submerge underwater, and they call that a search, and they can put it in there, and they police report say, hey, we've been out on S amount of day, and we did a search of this well, but they didn't do it properly. You get what I'm saying? They did not have this camera that I had to go out and seek myself that goes underwater, and I didn't know this wells go this deep. We're already at 931 feet deep down in the earth. And this well is still going. The water is still going. We haven't even hit the bottom yet. And they went to the surface of the water and stopped right there and say, Mr. Robinson, your son is not there. How do they know he's not there? Thank God, from what I can tell now, he's not. But how you know he's not there when you didn't go on this, but to the surface of the water and you didn't see anything. You pulled out the water. And that's the way they were doing their searches. And that's why I can understand, to me, in my opinion, why they haven't found even the construction cone out there. When we was finding human remains and we was finding suspicious items out there as civilians, because of things like that. You have to do a job. You don't want to spend no money on my son, but I'm making you do it. I'm forcing. So that's why you guys, if you can, please come out to the candlelight visual that's coming out this Saturday. I need y'all there at 6:30. Go on pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and you can find information on that. I need your RSVP. So I can know you're coming out. Please, because see, things like that, we need to make sure this department do the job properly. That was a proper job when you go sit there and put the camera halfway to the water surface and then pull it back out and say that's all you got. We did a search. Yeah, okay, that's called half looking. My mom used to say it all the time. You go look for something in the cabinet, she tell you to go get it. You say, I don't see it. You didn't move nothing. You didn't move anything. Didn't go look. You look with your eyes and shut it back and say, I ain't see nothing. That's half work. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that they're not doing half work when it comes to your loved one. And that's what I'm doing here. Now, when we get down here, we're down to the bottom of this well, which you probably see, which is very, very bad footage on your end. I'm looking at it through the other camera. On my end, it's very clear. But what I wanted to do for you guys is to show you, see, as we're getting down to the bottom as well at 944 feet, it's still going down a little further. I think it's like 500 or 959, I think it was, where it actually hit rock bottom. But we're right here near the bottom now of the well. And on the bottom is where all the dirt and everything settles. Now, I can tell you, I don't know if dirt was dumped down there to cover anything, because it goes travel, right, all the way down to the bottom. But there's one item that's kind of sticking out through the dirt. It's smooth surface. It's kind of a round structure at the top of the crown of it. I'm going to have an expert to look at that. But on my end, it's very clear. You guys probably now notice, because I want you guys to give you an opinion about it. It's not as clear to me, but that right there, what you see right there, that pole, that's a fence pole. It's one of the fence poles that's around the sides of the well that's kind of hanging around. So why would somebody throw all this trash down in the well, right? Unless they're trying to cover something up, I don't know. But whatever that is, they took that heavy cement, the fence pole, and the heavy cement bottom area, and threw it down in that well before they put the big pipe down there to stop things too, right? So those are things that make me question about, even I'm looking at this footage and searching for my son, and had determined that maybe he's not in there. But those are suspicious things to me when you see these items are thrown into a well, like to cover something up or something, But when you get down to the bottom here, you see what I'm explaining. As I was looking at this footage last night, after I left the well site, I came on YouTube and I said, "Hey, my son, this well's been searched. The good part is my son is not there, and I really feel that he's not, but I'm not 100% confident on that, and I'm really hoping that he's not. But I can say a lot of stuff was thrown down in there, and this is water. This water is supposed to be drinkable water, right? Water that you guys may not like this or not, but a lot of water when you go down these wells look like this. But all that stuff you see floating around usually settles, and when they get the water, our water from the surface of the water, so all of that stuff is being eliminated. But but he's trying to make way to clear up a little bit. The settlements is because there's a lot of rust or something from that pipe that somebody threw down there. So he had to wait till the settlement stop a little bit so he can go a little farther. And as he's going down, it looks really bad on your end, but it's really clear here. As you get to the bottom, you will see, hopefully, once everything's settled, the camera on your end clears up a lot better. You'll see that there's something down the bottom we both was concerned about. We keep looking at it from a different angle on the surface of the dirt. Because, we know how much dirt was down there, how deep the dirt goes. So he was trying to use his equipment to dive down in dirt, see if it's solid or if it's just like loose dirt. And so he kind of jammed it down, let it go down kind of hard, fast, in a way to kind of go into the dirt to see how far, or if it's loose. So it came to a resting point where it wouldn't go farther in the dirt. So he knew he was at rock bottom. And but you'll see what I'm talking about. I will try to point it out the best way I can. On my end, I'm at 970 feet deep. So this is where the rock bottom ends, where the well ends. So after I finish this right here, I will be ending my Q&A. But I do have a question here from Donald Duck. Thank you so much for your question, and thank you for being here off of YouTube. Are you still using Cash App for donation? Yes. I started the Cash App. I didn't put it on the website. I started the Cash App from a request from volunteers who didn't want to donate to GoFundMe. And they said because GoFundMe do take fees. They don't call it fees, but they do take fees. So all of that money do not come to me for this effort. So I can't say that. I haven't found too many other platforms that do not take some sort of fees other than things like Zelle or I think Cash App. I'm not sure. But they did ask me specifically for Cash App. So I added that to the Twitter page, the Please Help Find For Twitter page. And so the Cash App is there. If you want to go there to donate on Cash App, you can. Also can put it on the bottom if Gwen can type that in. One of the administrators type that in and to the Twitter page. I definitely can put that up on the screen so you can find it, Mr. Donald Duck. Thank you so much for your question. Again, my name is Dave Robinson, the father of Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June the 23rd, 2021. I've been here since June the 26th searching for my son. I have since started my own searches on investigation. And what you see on the screen is part of my investigation and also search. I just want you guys to know that, doing everything I can as a father to find my son. Now, this is at the bottom of the well. Oh, don't forget to join us on March 12th this weekend for the Candlelight Vigil. You see that on the screen. Please go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and RSVP for me, please. And we need as many people I can to show up to that because we need to make a statement. But right now, the well is at the bottom. The camera is at the bottom of the well, far as I know. And so I would ask more questions about that because I don't know if so much dirt was dumped down there to fill up a certain area. I'm not sure. But I do know that this is supposed to be the bottom of the well. and one item that is down there, everything looks clear, like nothing's there. But you saw the debris that was placed in this well on the way down, where it was fence posts, where it was a big metal tubing pipe that was obstructing the well, and things like that. So I don't know who and why they put those things down there, but there's one thing that was on the bottom that I was looking at last night, made me question some things. So I'm going to go have an expert to look at this footage and make some determinations on what they see from this footage. So from an expert's eyes. But again, thanks so much for coming out. Again, please come out to the Candlelight Visual that's going to be happening this weekend on 12th. And it's starting at 6:30. You can go on pleasehelpfinddaniel.com to find out more information about it. And I really appreciate it if you guys can RSVP, because that's very important. So thanks so much for that. Again, this well site here is the well site that's north of the one that my son had went missing. I had checked both on Monday, had both of them checked, and working on the other ones. The others that we found out were not wells. I thought it was wells at the beginning, but they actually are mines. And so we're gonna have those mines checked. They're vertical mines, very, very deep. Scary, scary deep. Looking down into them, and so we have some guys with specialized equipment that's going to go down into those mines, and then from that point they have some water submersible cameras, because deep down in there, that's where the water levels start, almost similar to what's happening here. But and make sure everybody's safe. Trying to get a little bit of information from BLM, Bureau of Land Management, for permission's sake, or to go ahead in a sense to search those mines. What he's trying to concentrate on now, your end may not be as clear, but that's a structure right there where the 970 is. If you see that, it's a little white spot up top above it. That's what we're trying to look at. And now it's like kind of even on your screen, probably kind of even, but it's kind of on top of that. We're trying to see what that is, because that's kind of scary. It appears to be top of a skull, but we're not sure. So I'm going to have somebody like an expert to look at that. I don't know if it's a rock or anything. So we're going to have that examined. Well, I am going to have that examined to try to determine if indeed that's a skull or just something there. So we're trying to figure out what that is. He's trying his best to get around that obstruction somebody threw down in there, and to try to see what that is. So I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at from my vantage point as a father who's out here is not an expert, but this is the kind of stuff should have been done by the Buckeye Police Department to determine that I shouldn't be out here trying to figure out these things on my own. The FBI should be out here trying to help me figure out the stuff. But according to that department, the FBI said that I'm doing such a great job, which I guess I am, getting my own people to come out here and find things like this, that I'm doing better than the FBI. So maybe the government should hire me to do the FBI's job, according to the Buckeye Police Department. But anyway, I want you guys to kind of look at that. What he's doing now is hitting the dirt, trying to move the dirt around with the tail end of his equipment to try to move around that, whatever that is, to try to knock the dirt away to see if we can see something better. So that's what's going on right now in that footage. And, so I'm going, like I said, going to have an expert to look at that. On my end, it's a lot clearer than what you guys can see on the screen, I guess, because it's a live feed. But I can tell you there's some things there at the hindsight after the search when I came home to look at this footage. I would have an expert to look at that. But please hit that like, share, or subscribe button if you can. That help the algorithm get my son's story out. So I really appreciate you guys if you can. God bless you. All right. Again, he's pulling out a little bit, trying to determine what that area is on that spot. So, you got pictures of it. I have still footage of it, pictures and things like that. So from this point, he's going to end up start the process of removing the camera from the well. And we're going to go from there. Once we left this well, we started heading to the other wells. Like I said, found out they were not wells at all. They're end up being mines. So well-structured mines, but they're very old. So y'all pray for me. I'm trying to do the best I can. And the father and the mother will do what I'm doing to be out here on the front line for their child. We don't give up on our family. Like in the military, we don't give up on our family, our brothers and sisters at arms, and I'm not giving up on my son here. You guys have shown me that you're not giving up either, so I'm really grateful for you coming out to my Q&A. I thank you for the questions. I don't see any more in the comment section, so I will be ending it there with the footage there. So I really thank you guys for, like I said, being a part of this Q&A. Again, I'll probably be back tomorrow morning because I have to put it out again. You guys can please, if you can, please be a part of the Candlelight Vigil. If you can't, I'm going to have it live stream so you guys can see what's going on. I'm working on that part, make sure that's validated today. I did have some help with Grizzly True Crime. She's always helping him at Gizla Cave for Grizzly True Crime. True Crime. She really helps with things like that. Also, Mr. Q and the whole crew, Miss Q, helping in the background on their efforts when it comes in terms to helping with the investigation and things like that. So I'm really grateful to all of you that help, all the ones that's donating to spreading the word. To showing love, just giving great comments. So I'm really grateful for all of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. I love you for that. Again, please remember the Candlelight Vigil this weekend. And if you can help, I really appreciate it. You also got the anonymous tip line, so don't forget that. You guys know anything, heard the thing, you can call it top anonymous tip line. You see on the bottom of the screen. Please just use it for that. If you guys have any comments or suggestions on where I probably should search and things like that, please hit the number you see right there, the 803-200-7994. That's a public cell phone number that I use, and you can do all of that. If you have anything else you need to know, please go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. Ways you can help, other ways you can help if you can't even be here. You got the tab at the top of other ways you can help. You have the events to find out about this Candlelight Vigil this weekend, to how you can donate, how you can help, everything, how you can sign a petition. Everything is there on that website. So please go to the website, refer to the website for everything I talked about today. I really appreciate you. So God bless you for coming in and joining in on my Q&A. I appreciate it. I hope to see you again tomorrow morning. I love you. God bless you.